Krishna. Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Karuna Sarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gaura Karuna Sarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Gaura Karuna Sarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gaura Karuna Sarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Caitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Caitanya Krishna Caitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Caitanya Jananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasa Deko Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasa Deko Bhakta Vrinda.
Bhagya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasa Deko Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasa Deko Bhakta Vrinda.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Naminehi, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayante.
So this morning we again reiterate or have a recall of the narrative being taught by our instructing spiritual master, the Vaishnavas, the associates of Lord Chaitanya, Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, and our Gurudev, who is the dearmost confidential loving servant of Lord Krishna. So I'll read here a quote from Bhagavad Gita. Also indicates that when a person becomes highly intelligent and engages in Krishna consciousness, Krishna reciprocates by giving him intelligence, by which he can be promoted to the abode of the Supreme Lord. The Lord then told Sanatana Goswami that the association of good devotees, engagement in the transcendental service of the Lord, the understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, and residence in a holy place like Vrindavan or Mathura are all very important for elevation to the transcendental plane. One need not attain 5 of these items. If one is expert in just one of them, he will, without a fail, be elevated to the stage of love of Godhead. One who is actually intelligent gives up all material desires. One who is actually intelligent gives up all material desires and engages in the transcendental service of Krishna. The influence of devotional service is such that when a person engages in it, he gives up material desires and becomes fully attached to Krishna. Being inspired by the transcendental qualities of the Lord, such is the beauty of the Lord in the eyes of the devotees. Another meaning of the word Atma is nature. In this case, the word Atmarama indicates that everyone is enjoying the particular nature he has acquired. However, the ultimate nature of the perpetual eternal nature of the living entity is to serve the Supreme Lord. One who attains to that perfection of understanding his real nature as eternal servant of the Lord gives up his designative or material bodily conception of life. That is the real knowledge. Those who are in pursuit of knowledge and who gets the opportunity to associate with a pure devotee also engages in devotional service of the Lord. Sages like the four Kumaras, as well as fools and birds, can engage in the Lord's transcendental service. By being favored by Krishna's causeless mercy, anyone and everyone can be elevated to the platform of Krishna consciousness. So, all of us here, if there's this story of a person, may isang story na yung isang individual is very poor and he approached the spiritual master because he wanted wealth. And the spiritual master saw his life, his future, his past, that he's very poor. So he gave him advice where to look for wealth. So, sa madaling salita, lahat tayo rito, masisino dito sa material world, naghanap tayo ng yaman. Okay? Bakit natin kailangan ng yaman? Depende sa consciousness natin. Kung ang consciousness natin, false bodily identification, ang yaman na hinahanap natin ay ang pagpundar at pagkuha ng mga bagay-bagay na magiging pundasyon ng kaligayahan natin. So, pwedeng ang hinahanap niyong yaman ay pakikipagrelasyon sa isang individual o pagkuha ng mga bagay-bagay na magbibigay kiliti sa mga pandamdam natin, sa mata, sa pandinig, sa pagtikim. So yun yung yaman na hinahanap ng isang individual na nasa ilusyon na akala niya material siya. Pero dahil sa yaman na natanggap nyo yung biyaya na talagang napakaswerte ng living entity, tayo lahat dito, na who comes in contact with the ambassador of God. Ano yung ambassador of God? Sugo ng Diyos. Para bang, halimbawa, dumating yung ambassador ng Australia. Pag dumating yung ambassador ng Australia, marami siyang regalo para sa mga Pilipino, sa gobyerno. Okay? Ganon din yung ambassador ng Japan. Pag dumating, magbibigay siya ng mga school buildings, mga sasakyan, ambulansya, at mga development. So yun yung nabibigay na yaman ng ambassador. Pero ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, yung tunay na yaman na nandyan lang na eternal. Hindi yung yaman ng ilusyon ng material conception or false bodily identification. So, when one is fortunate enough to come in contact with the ambassador of God, the spiritual master, he's able to receive. If he receives, makes decision to receive and apply and take that wealth. And what is that wealth? It is his real eternal relationship with the Supreme Person, the real wealth, because the source of all wealth is the Supreme Person. Okay? Is it clear sa inyo? So kayo, lahat tayo nagtatravel dito, naghahayam tayo ng yaman. Ngayon, kung ang naging yaman mo ay pangsarili mong kasakiman, kung anong gusto mo lang, at ang sinusunod mo ay isipan mo, at ang conditioning ng modes ng passion and ignorance, so makikita mo, yung yaman hinahanap mo ay hindi pala yaman. Kundi, yung pala ay ang magiging hiwalay sa tunay na yaman. Di ba marami naghahanap sa inyo ng karamihan, naghahanap ng treasure? Baka hindi. So ngayon, yung living entity, nabigyan ng pagkakataon, magkaroon ng katawan. So yung mga iba-ibang individual, iba-iba yung talent nila. So yung mga iba, ang iniisip nila, ang yaman natin para makamit natin ay magtanim ng gulay. Okay? Kaya doon ang struggle nila, magtanim ng gulay para mabenta yung gulay, magkaroon ng yaman. Di ba? Kasi inisip nila, pag marami tayong gulay na tanim, babebenta natin, magkakaroon tayo ng pera. At ano yung pera? Magiging masaya tayo. Diba? Simple. So, ganun din yung mga nagtatrabaho sa opisina. Okay? Magtatrabaho ako dahil pag ending, makukuha ko yung sweldo ko. So, yung yaman na hinahanap nila ay kung anong makukuha nila. Ha? Mami, please, assist daw, Gor. Ano lang man yan siya? Put rights on. Ikaw na. So, yung person na to, binigyan ng instruction ng spiritual master kung ano yung tunay na yaman. At ang yaman na yon ay ang katunayan nasa ating lahat. Kaya lang dahil sa maling pananaw natin, akala natin ang yaman ay nandito sa mundo na to. Bakit? Dahil kontaminado tayo ng material consideration, ng material nature. Under tayo sa jurisdiction ni Maya at ang sinusunod natin ay ang kasakiman ng matindi nating pagnanasa na nasa isipan natin. Kaya pag pinag-usapan natin yung tunay na yaman, kung wala kang kaalaman, wala kang gana. Wala kang gana. Wala kang gana magising, wala kang gana mag-alay, wala kang ganang mabuhay kung ang ginagawa lang natin ay wala tayong kaalaman tungkol sa tunay na yaman na hinahanap natin. Okay? Naintindihan niya? So the real wealth is eternal and that wealth is connected with the pleasure of God. Because through the pleasure of God, we can experience that wealth that is inseparable from us. Pag-ibig, love. Is it clear sa inyo? Kaya if you understand clearly kung saan natin hahanapin yung yaman, then it must be under the guidance of God Himself. So dito tayo mag-uumpisa. So spiritual understanding, wisdom comes when we are blessed to come in contact with the saintly person. Okay? Just like when Narada Muni came in contact with Manigriba and Nalakuber, who are in the heavenly planet trying to enjoy but under the modes of passion. Okay? They're intoxicated. And through the association, simply the presence of Narada Muni passing by, saw them, gave them benediction. Okay? You ambassador ni Krishna, you will be born in Vrindavan like tree in the body of trees. Kung titignan mo parang sinumpa sila, pero hindi, blessing ni Krishna ng devotee yun. At dahil sa blessing ng devotee, si Krishna fulfilled that blessing. So nakita na nyo kung gaano ka-important if you have someone who is the ambassador of God, sugo ng Diyos. Just like kung pupunta rito yung ambassador ng Japan, at kung sino man yan siya, pagdating niya rito, dala-dala niya yung mga regalo. Okay, anong regalo niya? Papautangin yung gobyerno ng Pilipinas na magbabayad lang ng mababa na interes, 50 taon. Ayusin natin lahat ng kalsada nyo. Magbibigay tayo ng mga gamit ng mga bumbero, gamit ng mga ambulansya, ng mga ospital, tayo ng ospital. Popondohan namin yan. Yun yung regalo ng ambasador para sa kabutihan ng mga tao rito sa Pilipinas. Okay? So it's also akin to that if we come in contact with the ambassador of God. Through the mercy of Lord Krishna, one comes in contact with his loving representative, his ambassador. And his love, his life is inseparable from the Supreme Person. He's God, personification of compassion. Doon natin makikita kung anong difference ng someone who is a loving servant of God. He has so much love and compassion for us. Kasi we're suffering eh. Kasi hinahanap natin yung yaman in the wrong direction. We're looking and being forced. Force hindi yung naghahanap ka at mayroon kang free will. Kundi you're forced by a greater force, greater than you. Why? Because what is inseparable from us, this longing for happiness, is now directed upon this temporary material world which is under the jurisdiction of the material energy or illusion or maya. Is it clear? So, you come here, then because of your conditioning, you feel you are very poor. Okay? But prior to coming here, you're thinking, if I finish study, I have skill, I become a farmer, I become somebody, a businessman, then I will have wealth. Okay? But that direction, based upon one's ignorance, based on false bodily identification and misconception of his true identity, will lead him to what is nothing, illusion, not real wealth. Because the wealth that you're looking for shelter is temporary and a different energy from you. Is it clear sa inyo? Is it clear? You have question? Is it clear sa inyo? So, ang nangyari, dahil sa conditioning natin, sa puso natin, we want wealth. Pero ano yung wealth? Okay? Ano yung yaman? So, so Lord Krishna advises us in Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. That's why it's very important to follow the instruction of the saintly person. Like now, we are reading the teaching of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, who are close associates of Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, in the mood of Radha and Krishna. So that is the real wealth, because that is the eternal pastimes of the Supreme Person enjoying what is enjoyable. It is about pure devotional unalloyed loving service in meditation, in action, and He comes here to teach us para ang wealth na hinahanap natin will be directed upon our heart. So this body, this kingdom, we will now be able to focus within. And how can we focus within when material nature or the senses are very strong? So the spiritual master advises us. Lord Krishna tells us, one must search a bona fide spiritual master, the ambassador of God. If you sincerely, if you're fortunate, which is you are all fortunate, to come in contact with Parampara, the disciplic succession coming from God, our spiritual master, Jagad Guru Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, who is a teacher by example, through his association, through his teachings, that is presented to us the science of pure devotional service. And because he's the real ambassador of God, it will have an effect upon our heart, our whole being, because it touches us and connects us with the real wealth. Is it clear sa inyo? So everybody is trying to find wealth. And the idea that everybody in this material world, even those who have come in contact with the spiritual master, even those who are chanting, okay, they're thinking, I will become serious if I'm establish peaks materially, okay, with the wealth, okay? But you look closely. Have they come to that point? No. They're still searching and searching. The teaching of the spiritual master is that spiritual life must come first. Must come first. Spiritual life. Meaning, we come in contact with the devotee of God. We follow his instruction because that is the instruction of Lord Krishna, and that is the message of Lord Krishna when he tells us, just surrender unto me and I'll protect you. Abandon all varieties of religion. What are the religion we are always trying to be focusing on? Materialism, wealth, material wealth. And it's also about joining a group that's very big, or psychologically, or an exposure, thinking that, yes, salvation, to become free from what? Okay, free from what? From suffering. But how can you become free from suffering when your activities is based upon being focused upon searching for wealth in this material dimension? You're looking for the death of your life, because you're focusing upon the dead matter. Is it clear? Be intelligent. Kaya no matter what you do, if you follow the desire in the mind and not be guided by Lord Krishna, you will be lost in this mess. Because you're already blind. You're helpless. But you think the mind, Maya will tell you, no, you can make your own will. You can go around this world, travel eternally, and experience birth, death, disease, and knowledge, having different bodies. You will be the master. Do your own will. Okay? And you think you're master, you are helpless, you have been enslaved, you have become the puppet, or what we say, you have been shackled, imprisoned by Maya. You're put in this box and then alugin ka ba? Wala kang magawa. Is it clear? So be intelligent. So the association with the ambassador of God, it's an opportunity for all of us, for all of you here who have been studying with the teachings, with our Gurudev, the teachings of the spiritual master, the saintly person. So stop all this nonsense about gossiping. Stop all this hearing from someone from the grapevine. Alam mo yung grapevine? Yung sabi nito, devotee yun. Sabi nito, itong spiritual life. Is it clear sa inyo? Stop that. We should stop focusing upon this material world and from those who are conditioned by material nature, even though they are chanting. And they give you opinion, okay? This is the place where you can practice spiritual life. It's the site 1, site 2. Understand? Is it clear sa inyo? It is not a place. What you're looking for, the wealth, is inherent in all of us, our love. And that love that we have, this life, can be an offering in loving devotion to do what is pleasing to God, to Krishna. Okay? That is the science of devotional service that is being given to us by our Gurudev. So it's not about joining. It's about not following someone. You know, this idea that, oh, he's advanced, follow him. Who cares, okay? What is important is the wisdom that the ambassador of God is giving us. The misdirection of our focus in looking for wealth in this material world, which is actually dead matter. And we are a different energy from matter, life. Is it clear and obvious? Is it clear? So stop this or else you will suffer. And what is the suffering? A disconnection with the source of happiness. And what is that happiness all about? It is the pleasure of God. He reciprocates to us by giving us this opportunity
to come in contact with this confidential loving servant, the ambassador of God. He gives us the instruction, the qualification of the ambassador of God. He teaches us how we can be very focused in our direction to offer in pure devotional service our life, our whole being. He gives us guidance, and that is humbleness. Stop being very arrogant. This arrogance that I can do my own will, I'm number one. You look around, you have been suffering for so long, all of us. A disconnection with the source of happiness, and the search for wealth is directed upon this world. Okay? Don't ever think, no, my mama, my papa, they're all temporary. They're in temporary bodies. They will not be your papa when you leave this body, or they leave their bodies. It's understandable, but you have become stuck up thinking, it is my wealth, it is my shelter. Is it not clear? Okay? Is it clear to you? Naintindihan nyo? Naintindihan nyo? Even your mind. And the mind has been conditioned by material nature. And the mind, that's the reason you have this body. Subtle body, that's why we have this gross body. So that's why it's very important to follow the teachings of our Gurudev, of chanting the holy names, because it will be the sacrifice, sound incarnation of God in Kali Yuga that will purify the mind from material desires. Because if we have material desire, then you'll have material bodies. Is it clear? So you like to experience toothache, COVID, cancer, old age, you cannot even move when your body is old already. You go to the hospital, look at all those diseased persons. Their bodies are diseased. You go to the cemetery, you look at them. Okay, you go. You look around, people searching for wealth. Like, to be very practical and obvious, you go there, sa lights, everybody's looking. Di ba? Asa ba ang siga diri na hayag yun na bahandi? Wala. Okay? Pero kailangan i-hype. Alam niyo paano i-hype? Lagyan natin ng music. Okay? Yung living entity, makinig sa dead matter. Yung music, dead sound. Okay? Let's talk about love. Ano yung love na yun? Love of the body. Love about dominion, about my happiness to control, to find wealth and embrace the wealth which is I cannot really embrace. Actually, the wealth you're embracing is not really wealth, because the one who is embracing the wealth is your body. And you're not the body. Tindihan nyo? Even the mind, nakapokus. Okay? You're not the mind, you just watch, okay? The more you're stuck, the more you're suffering. Because you have the disconnection from what is inherent in you, wherein you can relate in humbleness, in purity. In humbleness, my dear Lord, please engage me in your loving service. Please let me be situated, my love be directed upon an offering. Although I know that you don't need my service because you're self-sufficient. You're the cause of all causes. But because my spiritual master tells me to chant your holy names, to surrender to you. And when you hear your Gurudev, you follow the process, then you have developed this consciousness of your heart or your whole being in obedience, in faith, because you experience this happiness within in your heart, that you have this shelter. You become fixed. Okay? You have this wealth because the wealth is given to you. When you hear and you apply it, it's connected with the source of wealth. Okay? Krishna's love. Kasi we don't know, we talk about love, okay? But you can know a tree by its fruit. Okay? So if a person is in the consciousness of what the confidential loving Son of God is advising us, that to serve and love the Father, and second unto that is love your brothers and your sister. Okay? Because you now experience this happiness within and compassion upon others. Those who are blind, you invite them. You hold their hand. You shepherd them. Okay? How do you shepherd people? Spirit, soul. Even not people. How do you shepherd them? By connecting them with the holy names. Okay? You are not all-powerful. So this nonsense idea that this person is very advanced, he can sap you, purify you, okay? Or he gives you advice. Okay? His advice will bring you to kingdom come. Oh. Okay? No, he's not God. Okay? And this idea that I can protect, I will be the one to guide them to the kingdom of God in their travel, in their journey. Okay? To guide them to Krishna. That is nonsense. Krishna is already there. The holy names is already there. Okay? Because of this false lordship. Okay? Who are you to guide? Okay? Understand? Who are you? You have the power? No. So the spiritual master consciousness, when Lord Chaitanya was asked, who are you then? Are you a sannyasi? Are you what? Lord Chaitanya said, I'm the servant of the servant 100 times, the loving servant of the servant of Radha and Krishna. Spilling the lowest, but he's the highest. So that is the spiritual master. So the spiritual master, the ambassador, has the potency to give you the wealth, because that is the transcendental purificatory process, the word that comes out from the lips, the heart of the pure loving servant of God purifies our consciousness. That's why association with the spiritual master is not a place. It's not going to a place. It is going to a place because that place is a place of the residence of the spiritual master or Lord Krishna. But what is really inherent is the devotional atmosphere wherein that place has become the pleasure of God, wherein all the devotees who are serving Him are there enjoying His pleasure, their devotional offering to God. Is it clear? Is it clear sa inyo? So, meaning the kingdom of God is in your heart. And now Krishna comes as the spiritual master, the ambassador. So Lord Krishna tells us, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him, surrender to him, listen to him. So it begins now the science of the practice of devotional service. The 9 process of hearing, chanting, remembering, praying, offering, everything to Krishna, because it belongs to him actually. And we are eternally the loving servant of Lord Krishna, and we are meant to give Krishna pleasure by our love, our service, and when we connect, what is our wealth? The wealth you have is your love. Don't throw your love away. Okay? By following your material desires. Is it clear sa inyo? So makita nyo, who is a free person then? You ask yourself, are you really free? Are you free? So you run away from the light. Kasi when you see the light, okay, you see the truth. That's why rarely in this material world will someone make a stand, will be practicing and making an endeavor to do what is pleasing to God. Because everyone is here wants to be Lord. Very rare. But because of that rareness, you're very fortunate. The most fortunate individuals in this universe who comes in contact with the ambassador of God, like Narada Muni, our Gurudev, coming from Parampara. Is it clear sa inyo? So you look closely. We have discussed the path. Follow the instruction of Lord Krishna, and then listen to the spiritual master, who is the ambassador of God, and he teaches us what we should learn. Satchit Ananda, our eternality, our transcendental position with the wisdom of who we really are, and engagement with what is inherent in us. Service, religion, which is our love in connection of humble offering to please God. So the first step is the chanting of the holy name. Devotional service, the chanting of the holy names is devotional service. A glorification of God's name. So when we chant and dance, Lord Chaitanya is pleased because we are being focused upon doing what is pleasing to Krishna. And we are now focusing upon the desire of our Gurudev. So we can enter that world of devotional service. So it means it's not joining, it's not hearing from the grapevine who is a devotee, because this world is moving, everything here is moving, and what is not moving and unchanging is the spirit soul and the transcendental world that is eternal, Vaikuntha, where Lord Krishna is enjoying with his loving servant. And we are here looking for wealth in the wrong direction. Kaya nga, lahat nag-struggle. Kailangan maging bright ako. Okay? Mag-aral ako nito, mag-aral ako. But, through the guidance of the spiritual master, we can engage our talent and activities through karma yoga, action in the service of God. So you ask this question, how can I connect myself with God? Okay? How? You have this human form. You have the intelligence. Yeah? If we do have. Okay? It must be directed now upon what is transcendental and what is eternal. And the process of chanting the holy names, our intelligence becomes purified. Our interest now, yung interest nyo ngayon, hindi na kung ano yung mundo nyo. Kasi kung gagawin nyo, your interest is your own lang, then it's a never-ending journey. Alam nyo, kaya sabi na, the journey has begun. When will it stop? Birth, death, disease, old age. Okay? Broken love affairs. Okay? Suffering in this. When will it stop? The journey has begun when you come to this material world trying to play God, to suffer in this miserable world. Okay? So the journey must stop and go back home. Is it clear? So how can it be achieved? Through the instruction of God Himself. He tells us, follow the instruction of Gurudev, the confidential loving servant who is inseparable from me. He tells us, saints are my hearts, they are in my heart, and I'm always thinking of them. And they're always thinking of me. Okay? So it means when Narada Muni cursed them, that is because on a transcendental level, when the spiritual master corrects you, okay, chastise you, correct you, it's all transcendental. He prays you the same. But the spiritual master will always see your imperfection that separates you from Krishna. Okay? Hindi niya tinitignan, mabait ka, masipag ka, pero there's something that he sees in you, your envy of God. Okay? And he make it clear. It will be a stumbling block sa'yo. Okay? He sees that you have still your own will. Okay? Meaning your own will. You're still following material desires. You want to dominate in your small, teeny-weeny capacity to be Lord. And the spiritual master tells you, hey, it will be a stumbling block. So he tells you. Okay? And you think, he does not love me. Okay? So when you receive this transcendental message coming from Lord Krishna through the spiritual master, the holy names, Lord Krishna's there, the spiritual world is there, because Lord Krishna will be the driver of our lives. In a truer sense, He will be the driver. So now the question is, who will be the driver of your life? Okay? Malay nyo yung kayo mag-drive. I've seen people for so long. You have wealth. People have wealth, okay? But it can be used to connect themselves with God. They have time. You are given this body, okay? Your body are very young. You have this intelligence. Your mind is very strong. So what will you do? Use your mind. Use your intelligence. Use your body to serve Krishna. And then when you connect yourself with Lord Krishna through the instruction of the spiritual master by following his instruction, that will be your connection and devotion to Krishna. He tells you, chant the holy names. Well, that's it. Okay? You learn the science so you can be very fixed that when you meet someone, you can tell and give clarity to the problem that everybody is having, and that misdirection of looking for wealth in the wrong direction. then you begin to feel compassion upon others. Not this, I am holy, advanced, follow me and I'll save you. This nonsense. The demoniac consciousness. Okay? It's material consideration. I will guide you. Okay? Thousands of you towards Krishna. That is not the path. That is nonsense. Okay? Okay, you hear, sabi nito, advance yan, makinig ka sa kanya. Sabi nito, okay, nawa ka, enough. Listen directly to Lord Krishna, to the spiritual master, through Shastra, and the Lord within the heart. So what is the Lord within the heart all about? It is about Krishna giving you guidance. In the beginning, you cannot differentiate what is material desire because you identify with the body and the mind. But after a while, through chanting the holy names, you become purified. You're able to see you're not the body. Experience, I'm not this body. No matter how much I try to find happiness through matter, I am not happy. But fortunately, I have been given this opportunity to come in contact with the association of the devotees of God, Parampara, and association of good devotees who are trying very hard to please the spiritual master. Okay? So now, your search for happiness, wherein you're looking for fulfillment, can be directed by using this body. Okay? You want to eat? Offer food to God. Okay? You want to dance? Dance for Krishna. You want to hear? Hear the glories of Krishna. Not this dead word. I saw this concert. This guy is performer. He makes nice music. Okay? Mode of goodness. And there's this girl singing about love. And I was hearing, what is love? And she's trying to squeeze through emotion, to sentiment about love. Everybody, love. Then after that, okay, let's be merry and have party and drink. Okay? Intindihan niyo? You're in this circus ba? Better out of the circus. Gusto niyo mapunta sa circus? Marami ba yung unggoy dun? Nagbibisikleta. Okay? May unggoy na nagsasayaw. Okay? Hindi mo niyo mapansin? If you realize you're given this vision, you begin to see the living entity in different bodies moving. And everybody's, how much they have been so much engrossed and suffering. We go there to chant, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Okay, they leave the body, they heard the holy names, then when they come back to this material world, they start Krishna, then 1, then Krishna, 2, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Okay? So what is compassion then? It is when your love has become so fixed that you don't desire anything anymore. Even your whole life is simply doing the will of God, pleasing Him. Then you have wealth. Because your wealth is connected with what is inseparable from you. Hindi na kailangan tumingin doon. Okay? Hindi na kailangan mag-selfie. Okay? Hindi na yun, sabi naman nyo, baka, saan ka pupunta? Okay? Laging ganun yung mind eh. Pag malungkot ka, wala kang connection with this. Your love your affection for Lord Krishna is not your focus and meditation through following the path, yung process ng devotional service. Madali ka ma-divert. Okay? Imagine mo, nandun ka ngayon sa park. Yeah? So, dalawa lang naman yung living entity dito na living entity yung one is influenced by Maya. Agent ni Maya, okay? False body identification. Ikaw, naintindihan mo, hindi ka dapat maging agent ni Maya. Dapat secret agent ka ni Krishna, okay? Although nasa material world ka, okay? Dahil alam mo kung sino ka. So you go there, you see ba? Everybody who's influenced by Maya, okay? Lahat naghahanap. You look lang, you watch, you chant, Krishna, Krishna. And then you hear those people playing basketball. There's this circus there. There's another basketball there. And everybody's roaming around. Looking. What are you searching? What are you looking? Everybody's looking for wealth, bandi. Kasi nga, bakit ka naghahanap? Kasi wala kang bandi. Di ba? Isip mo, saan ang kaligayahan? Saan ang shelter? Okay? The holy names is the shelter because Lord Chaitanya passed on to us these holy names of God. Okay? Krishna himself to guide us, to connect what is inseparable from us, our love, the real wealth. Is it clear sa inyo? You have question? What do you do not understand with the discussion we are discussing? Is it clear? Is it clear sa inyo? Klaro sa inyo? Is it clear sa inyo? So now, you must become responsible. You must make the right choice. Because when you love someone, you must become responsible. Okay? You must become responsible. That's why you can see that in yourself. So, for example, here lang, you're offering something. It's not that, you're going to see God and you'll be seeing Nitai Gaur, Srila Prabhupada, but you don't have this offering because your life has not been really focused upon pleasing Him. Kaya pagdating mo rito, kuha ka lang ng bulaklak, tapon. Okay? Then chant. Okay, that's what you like. Then that's a relationship you'll have. Okay? But if you pull on, one-pointedly, dive sa chanting ng holy names, then you will be in this transcendental consciousness wherein your heart is completely in meditation, in loving separation with the Supreme Person, and your prayer will be always a prayer of humbleness to be connected, to be part of that transcendental world when you're given this opportunity to take part, to offer to Lord Krishna in humbleness and love and devotion. Whatever. Okay? So you look around everything here, you see it. Kaya nga, ang nangyayari, when you see the temple of God, you go to the temple of God. It's not the building, it's Nitai Gaur. So that's why you must take care of the temple of God, taking care of the deity like a baby. So your focus, when a person, even though he's chanting, you're chanting the holy names, but your focus is on your own world. You're not really concerned of taking care of Lord Krishna like a baby. Okay? You're just focusing upon chanting and trying to establish yourself having all this wealth. Okay? For your security. You're not in this stage of, my Lord, I have nowhere to go, I have no shelter, please take hold of me, embrace me in humbleness, please allow me to serve you. Okay? You give up everything. Okay? It's not what you're giving. Intindihan nyo? Oh, you go to the temple, Lord, I'm offering you my time. I wake up in the morning, okay? I give you these flowers. I come giving you flowers, okay? It's not what you're giving. It's what you're keeping. Anong tinatago nyo? Okay? Hindi man nyo matago dahil hindi nakikita ng iba. Pero actions speak louder than words. Kasi yung mind nyo, may maskara kayo. Nakangiti pero hindi nakangiti. Okay? Tumatawa pero malungkot. Yun ang maskara natin. Maskara ng devotee pero hindi devotee. So be real. Okay? You want a relationship? Krishna's real. Our Guru Dev is real. And if you want to have this closeness, it's there. Kaya, if you follow his instruction, our Guru Dev, beginning with Harinama, chanting the holy name, then immediately your life is pleasing to Krishna. And you're pleasing to your spiritual mother. And you're blessed. When you're blessed, you make progress towards that connection of affection. Okay? It becomes your life. It becomes like, I'll give you an example. When you're drowning, you need air. Without air, you'll die. Okay? Without pleasing Krishna. without serving the spiritual master, without doing his will, there's no reason to live. We must come to that point. We must come to the point of prayer of Lord Chaitanya. Ito yung prayer ni Lord Chaitanya. Okay? This is what we should achieve. Achieve by the process that is given to us. Okay? That is the real wealth. Our meditation, our life, our responsibility. We pray every day the two prayers of Lord Chaitanya. Yeah? Remember that? First, we are given this opportunity to follow a process that is the path given to us by our spiritual master. Ano yun? One should chant the holy names of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. Okay? That is real humility. You chant the holy name. Okay? Tapos yung prayer natin, pag dumating ka sa point na yon, then your attraction for this world becomes lessened. Your material desires subsides. And you become liberated. You don't have material desires anymore. Your desire now is your love and your connection with Lord Krishna, especially your doing the will of your Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. Okay? And it is achieved because of one's sincerity. Krishna knows your heart. If you make a decision to just, my dear Lord, from now on my life belongs to you, let me serve and love you, Krishna sees it. And because of that sincerity, that humbleness, you are connected. Okay? It is not something from the outside. It is inherent now in you because your heart has become purified. Your life, your soul, you the soul. Okay? You're not the soul, you the soul, the person. When you say, my soul, we're talking about our love, Krishna, our soul, but meaning you the soul. Okay? It's understood? Okay, it's just a grammar, but you can understand. You don't say my soul. But when you say my soul, it's also correct. When you say my soul is my love, my Krishna. Okay? Is it clear? O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers of mine. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. Meaning, you are now fixed with your service to Lord Krishna in pure unalloyed devotional service. Because you are liberated from material desire. Your interest now is the interest of Lord Krishna, His pleasure upon you. So meaning, you follow the instruction of the spiritual master and it will connect you with a source of pleasure and happiness. Because by following the instruction of the spiritual master, who is the devotee of Lord Krishna, who is the confidential friend of Krishna, it gives fulfillment to your love. Because it's inseparable from love of God. Is it clear? Is it clear sa inyo? So searching is simply a focus upon within and following the instruction of the spiritual master. So that when you come to that point, you begin to realize, yes, this is a dead world. You begin to see the spirit soul. You begin to hear the Lord within the heart. You see the devotee. You see the Maya. Then you begin to see, wow, you now can make the right decision in your life to do what is pleasing to Krishna. So you, in your meditation, you're always in this humbleness of consciousness and praying. You're not anymore in this external world. Okay? You stop gossiping. You stop hearing mundane sound. Okay? Because your heart now is inclined towards doing and relating to the person who will be your life, Lord Krishna Govinda. And He reveals Himself to you. Okay? You're connected with Him to the instruction of Lord Krishna and the spiritual master. You're connected with Krishna because Lord Krishna has innumerable potencies. He's in the spiritual world, in different planetary system, in unlimited spiritual planets. He's there. He can relate to all of us. That is His inconceivable potency. And that is revealed when we become sincere and we are now becoming free from material consideration and freedom from envy of God. He reveals Himself. We become fixed. Your faith becomes fixed. Your faith now is real because it is about your relationship with Krishna. It's not anymore about your mind. Is it clear? The desire in the mind. Okay? Not with your intelligence, but rather with you as a person. Yun na yung relationship mo. And you experience now affection and attraction towards serving Krishna. Okay? It begins with following the instruction of the spiritual master. Ito yung prayer. Yung prayer natin, O son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other, I have fallen to the ocean of birth and death. Yun yung kinakanta natin, di ba? Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. So what is the lotus feet of Lord Krishna? It is His love for us, the instruction of the spiritual master, and we follow that, meaning we offer our life, which is, it belongs to Krishna. And that becomes that is the lotus feet of the spiritual master when we take shelter of Krishna's instruction, of the blessing and the love of the spiritual master, his instruction. It becomes very dear to us. So our spiritual master becomes very dear to us. And we feel that without my Gurudev, without the blessing of my Gurudev, who loves me unconditionally, who is my well-wisher, I have no life. So your connection with your spiritual master is inseparable from your connection with Lord Krishna. Is it clear? So it's a very personal, loving relationship. Intindihan niya? So stop all this nonsense na mundo rito ng meditation looking for wealth. Kasi zero lahat yan. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi niya, O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy names? When will my voice choke up? And when will my hair of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? So when we are situated in samadhi, we experience this ananda or pleasure, the transcendental pleasure of this loving reciprocation with Lord Krishna. Your happiness now, your wealth now is not upon this dead world. And you are able to connect everything here in the service of God by offering to Krishna. Your time, the energy that's given to you. You begin to appreciate, to value time, to see how you've been loved eternally by Krishna. You know, what separates us is our envy of God. So we cannot appreciate that Krishna's love. Ito yung prayer ni Lord Chaitanya. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. So when you really making progress, not based upon your sentiment, okay? The living entity has this experience of sentiment, but it becomes transcendental. You're longing for Krishna. So while you're here, engaging in so many material activities, you engage in austerity, sacrifice. You wake up in the morning, you follow certain principles that the spiritual master wants us. For example, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex. Okay? No gambling. Because it will draw the mind away from this meditation. So it's all sacrifice. But that sacrifice, you're able to bear it. Alam niyo yung bear? To tolerate ba? Because while you're engaging in this austerity, sacrifice, your longing for Krishna becomes intensified. And it becomes real. Okay? You have this protection. Kaya you're able to make a stand, to carry on, to travel this path continuously. Okay? Hindi yung, ang hirap. Okay? Ang hirap, kailan matatapos kailan ang graduation? Okay? It's not like that. It's your life. That is the wealth that is being revealed to you by the ambassador of Krishna. To enter that world, then you're feeling vacant in this world without Krishna. But still, you're connected with Him because you're chanting, you're longing to please God. Continues every day of your life. Even though you know you're imperfect, you commit mistake, but you don't do it, what? You don't do things that will be, or activities that will be displeasing to Lord Krishna. That will separate you. Everything you do it conscientiously. Maingat na maingat ka ba? With deliberation, okay? You see it clearly. If I do this, will it be pleasing to Krishna? Okay? And the mind will tell you, Maya, okay? Sasabihin na Maya, saka na yan, okay? Ito muna. Pero hindi. Kaya you transcend this material energy. Because now, the austerity you're engaging in, you are able to tolerate the urge of the mind. Okay? The urge of the body. And carry on. Make a stand. And because you have this complete faith that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to make, because you're experiencing the third prayer of Lord Chaitanya, that you're not qualified. Okay? You're lost. But still He's there. Reaching. Come. Hold my hand. I'll embrace you, protect you. Okay? Kaya sa turbulent ocean, this ocean, everybody's drowning. He's there. Gives you a hand. Puts you in this transcendental boat. Okay? Which is inseparable, transcendental to this ocean of misery. The holy names, Krishna, the spiritual master. You're not in the desert anymore. Now you're thirsty. You're out of the desert. But seemingly, you're in the desert of this dead world. But now, your heart, your wealth is connected with the source of wealth. Your love with Krishna's love. His hand, the spiritual master in Krishna. Okay? Kaya you are now able to relish. Relish ba? Matikman mo. When Krishna tells you, just surrender unto me and I'll protect you. To those who are constantly devoted unto me, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So, meaning, your meditation now will be the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Your meditation is about your eternal relationship with Krishna. And then you make effort so much to please, to be responsible, to be connected in pleasing your spiritual master in Krishna. And it's a very personal relationship that you have to do the walk. Okay? It's you who should experience it. Okay? Not the group. Okay? No? Not saying hallelujah. Okay? Amen to that. It's not like that. Is it clear? Haribol namaste.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayana
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta Vrinda,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhakta Vrinda,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, 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 Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Hari Bol Krishna, Hari Bol Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gurudev.
Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate